tuck the chin down just a little bit. Good, and then let it roll back up. Good. Let it bounce. Got it. So we have Aidan here today. Aidan, what areas do you think you want to look at today?
Focus on my hips as well as kind of like my shoulder girdle.
Okay. Is it just the right one or both?
Yeah, the right's the issue.
And what did you do to it?
I have an old injury from football back in high school.
Okay. And what does it do these days? Does it hurt? Like when you push
it's
up,
just like
bench
mobility
press?
type stuff. Like I feel like I hold my shoulders kind of forward on different angles.
More so on the right?
Yeah.
Can you go back as far on that side?
Yeah, about the same.
Here, turn around and can you touch this way and this way?
So I can definitely touch that way.
Yeah.
Not so much that way.
Okay. And do you feel, go back to that side.
This side?
Yeah. So it's feeling tight in here, right in the front? Okay. So we'll see. I don't know if I could change that in one visit,
that's fair.
but I wouldn't mind looking at it. But by looking at it, everybody will see that I didn't accomplish it. But I think it's worth trying anyway. It's just in my experience, it takes more than one treatment.
Absolutely.
And the reason why is it's soft tissue, ligaments, tendons, and those need a lot of time of stretching and rehab. It's not just clicking the joint in and it goes, woohoo, the arm is different. Sometimes it is, but usually not. About 90% of the time, you won't see an immediate change in the hands touching on both sides. But we'll do it before and after anyway.
Cool.
So you said that, and then describe to me what the hips are doing.
I have snapping hip. At least that's what I've kind of determined over the past couple of years.
Is it both sides or just the right?
It's mainly the right, but it is both. The right's the main issue.
And did you notice that as a kid or mostly as an adult?
Within the past couple of years. So like late high school and then through college.
Okay. Did you ever get a diagnosis for that?
Yeah, I saw Chiro back home. And that was what they had kind of landed on.
Did they ever come up with any stretches or rehab or anything to change it?
I tried some PT, but it never really helped that much.
And does it hurt? Or is it just make
on
noises?
days? Yeah.
And does it hurt in the front, the side, or the back? And like right now, could you feel it if you push your hip out a lot?
Yeah. I can feel it just like kind of move.
Okay, and you don't have it on the other side?
No, not so much. But it changes
so
on
everything's on the right on you.
Yeah.
Go ahead and lie face down. Put your nose here. You're on your belly. And I'm curious. So I'm going to do something a little more detailed. I'm curious. Put your arms back alongside your body. I just want to see what the hip is doing. Sometimes it's stuck in anterior or internal rotation. And it'd be fun if I could figure it out. So I'm going to put these alignment shoes on, and when you play back the video, you'll be able to see it. Or if you watch some of my other videos, you'll see me use them. Sometimes, I don't always use them. But I'm usually using them when I'm really curious what's going on in the pelvis. So right now they look even, which is good. I like even because then I can play off of that. So in position 2, it's even. Position 3 is I break the 90-degree plane, and I look back at the legs, and they're even. So far, so good, which I like because now I have a reference point of a before and after. So now I'm going to take the hip, and let's see, it's the right hip, correct? I'm going to take the right hip and internally rotate it. So by bringing this out, here, look down at my hip. By bringing it out, you're internally rotating right here. So this is the reference point. I turn this out, and this goes. So I'm putting it more into internal rotation by bringing it out. And then I bring the legs back and look at them now, and look, they go short. So there's an internal rotation, irritation or dysfunction that I'm curious about. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have him turning on this little machine. This is not that dramatic to watch on video, but it works nicely. And if you ever have it done to you, you'll feel the difference. So I'm going to put it up to a setting that's good for the pelvis and hips. Lift this up. And we're going to come here. I'm trying to get the front of the hip. There we go. That's what I want, is that landmark right there. So I'm trying to get as close to the femur where it hits the socket, the head of the femur. So let's try it again. So what I did before is I internally rotated the hip. Then I came down and looked at it again. Look, they're even now. Okay, it doesn't mean he's cured. But I know how to fix this. So if he came in for a few visits, I probably could fix this. Because at least I know you can't fix something if you can't find it. So if I find it, then I can fix it. Maybe. But I know how to work on it. Plus, this is up my alley. Like if he came in with heart disease and I found that, I don't necessarily know if I could fix it because that's not my thing. But I know how to fix hips. And now I'm going to pull on this. Do you feel that move?
Yeah.
So let's test it one more time. So I internally rotate the hip. And it's really level. So for the fun of it, Aidan, come stand again and push the hip out and see if it feels any different. I should have told you I lifted the table.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It does. Yeah.
In what way?
Normally when I come out that way, I can feel it kind of like literally like move to accommodate. But with that, it's much more of a stretch than it is like the whole thing shifting over.
Okay. So lie on your back, face up, right here. And so one of the things you could do for yourself, do you feel this right here?
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things you could do for yourself if you do want to work on this is stretch the ever-living piss out of your psoas muscle on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
And you're probably not stretching it enough, and you're probably not stretching it deep enough. So I'm going to use this percussive instrument. Do you feel what it feels like?
Yep.
See, is it not plugged in?
Here's that.
Oh, it's not on. So watch. That's what it feels like. But you can do right in here. And start pulling your knee up towards you now. Yeah, so you grab your knee and put it back down again. So you're going to grab the top. Yeah, and put it back down again. So now I'm on your kind of that front flexor area. Pick the knee up and do it again. And put it down. And pick it up again. And put it down. And one more time, pick it up and put it down. Good. So put it down now. Now come stand one more time. Watch, because we have the table as high as it goes. And lean into that hip again and see what it feels like now.
Wow.
So we're on to something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something like this, how long has it been funky? It's a couple of years. Yeah. So I'm not going to fix it in 7 minutes, okay? But like I said before, I know how to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it would be you that would want to fix it because
absolutely.
I can't like hang out with you every day of your life. But one of the things that I would do, and here, step all the way back. Now take the largest lunge with the left foot as you can.
Cool.
Largest lunge, like an excessive lunge. More. And put your toe down and put your knee down. So your toe, meaning you're not curled toe. Now lean forward as much as you can. You can hold this wall here. And now take this arm and bring it up, the right arm. Good. And now we're even going to come more. So you're going to come to there. Do you feel that?
Mm-hmm.
That's the stretch. So that's a real deep psoas stretch. And the reason we're doing that is you don't have enough room for that hip to sit nicely on your, for the ball to sit nicely. Because whatever you did to it, it's super tight on that side. And so if it's too tight, it won't find its home. Mm-hmm. So it's always clunking around and snapping. You call it a snapping hip. I like that name. It's a good snapping hip. But if you stretch it and make that front soft tissue more pliable, it can be where it wants to be, not where it has to be. Cool. Right now it has to be tight. Mm-hmm. It's almost like it's walking around like this, your hip. Mm-hmm. And they go, every time I move it, it clicks. Of course it does. But if you had it loose and limber, then when you move this way or this way or this way or this way, it can slide with you and it won't make popping noises. Cool. So the next thing I'm going to do is lie on your back. So let's say you never come back. That's okay. I'm pretty busy either way. But if you never came back and you did that psoas stretch the deep way I did it, excessively stretch that, 7 days a week for a month, you would probably fix it without ever coming back. Wow. So now I'm going to look at that shoulder. Lift the arm up like this. I'm going to put my hand underneath and move this way a little bit towards me. So I'm going to drag your arm across like this and pop it in like that. Did you hear it pop?
Yep.
Good. Now move closer to me. Look that way with your face. Good. The other thing that's connected to the shoulder is the occiput. So I'm going to do a little bit of a high adjustment up here. Tuck the chin down just a little bit. Good. And then let it roll back up. Good. Let it bounce. Got it. Now, stand again over here. Take your time and then stand up with your back to us. Let's see what the shoulders are doing now. So do it both ways, okay? So that's the good way, right?
I think so.
Good. And this is the bad way.
Yep.
They're touching.
The touching.
Barely, but they're touching. So I think, and you could look back at the video, I think we got 4 inches on one treatment. Not bad.
Yeah.
So now lie on your side facing me. Again, like I know how to work on that. And the shoulder's been funky for a long time too, right? Like if you said, yeah, this just started last Tuesday, well, it probably needs 1 treatment because it's just hopped off its hinge a little bit, right? But yours is now like living in the land of dysfunction for a couple of years, and the body shortens, it atrophies, it tightens around that. It creates ugly patterns that are hard to break, and muscle memory that gets forged into steel that's very hard to break. Now I'm going to adjust here. It's going to be a big one. It's fast. Got it. Now come to the other side. And move your hips closer to me. Move this knee up a little bit. Oop. There it is. Fine. Whew. Okay. So come stand again. And just move around a little. See how you feel. How's this up here? Good?
Yeah.
Good. So turn around. Thanks for coming today.
Thank you.
Was it good?
It was great.
Did you get some stuff out
Really
of it?
great. Yeah,
All right, good.
definitely.
All right, thank you.